I used to do excessive cardio every day of the week and underfuel my body. It got me nowhere. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Chin Yang Hair, and today I wanted to touch on a topic that I know a lot of you guys probably struggle with. It's a topic that, you know, a lot of people ask when they're just starting their fitness journey, and that is, should you bulk or cut first, and can you build muscle and lose fat at the same time? If so, how do you do so? So I think I've said so like 5 times in the past 1 second. Anyways, before we get started, please make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, because again, it really supports your girl, and hit the bell button so that you get notified every time I post a new video. And without further ado, let's clarify some things and help you get started on your fitness journey. With fitness and your goals, it really comes down to 2 variables. We have exercise and then we have nutrition. If we're looking at building muscle, I would really highly recommend resistance training. And to be fair, I would recommend resistance training to anyone. Whether your goal is weight loss or to build muscle, resistance training will be your holy grail. So within resistance training, there's different types of training that you can do. One is called hypertrophy training, and that is essentially targeted at building muscle. And this is where you would do, say, reps of around 8 to 12 in the set range 3 to 5. And you want to be going to at least 1 to 2 reps, if not to failure. Now, when I say 8 to 12 reps, like that is the generic rep range that you would be given. Obviously, when you go deeper into resistance training and hypertrophy training, there are a lot of different variables and rep ranges that you can start working in, but as a beginner, 8 to 12 would be a good guide to start with. Now, other options of strength training also involve like plyometrics, functional training, powerlifting. There's a lot of variety out there, but if your main goal is to build muscle, then that would be hypertrophy training. So why have I talked so much about weight training, resistance training, and haven't even mentioned cardio? Isn't cardio the holy grail to fat loss? Like, shouldn't cardio be ramped up if you're wanting to lose fat? The answer is yes, cardio is a great way to essentially put you into that calorie deficit that you need to be in to burn fat and to lose weight. However, it is not the be all end all. In fact, by building more muscle, you will actually be able to burn more calories just by sitting there doing nothing than if you were in the same body but with less muscle. And that is because it takes more calories to actually maintain your muscle cells rather than your fat cells. So if you want to sustain this and you're looking into the future and you want to be in this for the long run, resistance training is so important, because once you start building on muscle, you can literally sit there and do nothing and you'll be able to eat more than you could if you had less muscle. So I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I really believe that resistance training is the key to longevity in your fitness journey, because it helps you build on muscle. It helps you ramp up your metabolism by being able to burn more calories just sitting there doing nothing, just because you have a higher muscle percentage in your body. And then in addition, you know, when you are wanting to lose a bit of fat and you need to be in a calorie deficit, adding some cardio into your routine is a great option, and also it's great for your cardiovascular health, but it is not the be all end all, and you should not be overdoing it. I know a lot of people who think of, you know, fat loss and their fitness journey as, oh my gosh, I have to do like 5 sessions of cardio a week. That is so far from the truth. Now, if we move to nutrition wise, there are, I would say, 3 options that you could choose from, and these really depend on your primary goal. So what is your goal right now at this moment? So if your number 1 goal is fat loss, then I would suggest being in a slight calorie deficit. So take your maintenance calories and reduce them by around 100 calories, and then measure your weight at the start, and then 1 week, and then 2 weeks later. If your weight has dropped, then that's perfect. That means you are in a calorie deficit, and you want to be aiming to lose around 0.5 to 1 kg per week. Now, if your weight hasn't dropped and it's stayed the same, then you know that the calories that you have been eating aren't actually putting you in a deficit, and either you could create that deficit by reducing your calories just a little bit more, or if you keep them the same, you could increase your cardio or your energy expenditure. And the key thing here to realize and to take note is that all these changes are gradual. So for example, putting yourself in an 100 calorie deficit first, seeing what happens, and then adjusting, rather than going 500 to 600 calories less in one day and then suddenly ramping up cardio, because that is not very sustainable. And once you hit a fat loss plateau, there's a lot less variables to play with, because your cardio is already really high and your food, you've already dropped it super low, and then it becomes very unsustainable to, you know, reduce your food even more or to increase your cardio even more, and it's not great for your health either. So now let's move on to the second option. So if your goal is more of a body recomp, so you don't have a lot of fat on your body at the moment, but you would like to tone up, lose a bit of body fat, add some more muscle, then I would suggest actually eating at a maintenance, especially if you are a beginner with resistance training. As a beginner, if you train properly and you really focus on progressive overload, really trying to improve on each session, whether that's increasing the weights by a little bit or increasing your reps by 1 or 2 each session, you can still build muscle whilst being at maintenance or even a slight deficit. A key thing with your nutrition here would be to make sure you are hitting your protein targets. And then in regards to carbs and fats, it really doesn't matter if you are slightly off on carbs or slightly over on fats, like as long as your total calories are met, that is completely fine. I know that a lot of people stress over like, how many carbs should I have? Like, what should my fats be? Where should my proteins be? As long as you hit your proteins, then during the day, if you are macro tracking and you know your carbs are slightly over and your fats are slightly under, that's completely fine. Just hit your calories and make sure you hit your proteins. Now, the third option is if you are already pretty lean, like you have a good body composition and your main goal is really just to pack on and build on more lean muscle, then I would suggest putting yourself in a slight calorie surplus. This is especially important if you have been resistance training for a very long time, because you no longer will have those newbie gains and you will most likely need to be in a slight surplus to actually put yourself in the most prime position to be building muscle. And what I want to stress here is, girls, like, it is so hard to build muscle. Like, do not be scared that you're going to end up bulky, because trust me, I'm trying so hard to build muscle here and it is hard. Like, you will not end up bulky. And to build muscle, if you have been training for a while, you do really need to be eating enough. Even if you haven't been training for a while, you do need to be eating enough so that you are recovering and fueling your body in all the right ways. Now, again, with this calorie surplus, make it gradual. So what I'm saying is, just because your main goal is to build muscle, that does not mean you suddenly increase your calories by like 500 each week. Take it slow, make it gradual so that you can minimize any unnecessary fat gain as well. Increase it by 100 calories, measure your weight, see how you feel. Do you have enough energy? Are you recovering properly? Is your weight slowly rising? If it's not, and if you are feeling tired and you're not recovering, okay, then that's a sign that you need some more food. So then again, increase it by another 100. So the key here really is that you want to take it step by step. It's not a, I'm starting at A and I'm suddenly going to bump up my calories and I'm going to end up at B. It's like, okay, so this is where I am. This is my end goal. I want to build on more muscle. I'm going to slowly work my way up there by slowly increasing my calories, really listening to my body, because again, this is a journey. Like, your fitness goals is a journey. It is not a sprint from A to B. So I hope these tips were useful, and I hope that the 3 kind of options of nutrition have kind of cleared up things for you in regards to whether you should cut first or bulk first, whether you should be in a surplus or a deficit, and by how much. What I really want to emphasize is take it slow, take it gradually, and really listen to your body, and always put your health first. So again, like as I said, if you don't have enough energy and you're feeling lethargic and you're not recovering, that is a sign from your body that you need more food. Your goals are important, but your health is also important. So really make sure that if you are, you know, dieting and you are in a calorie deficit, you are making it gradual. And the goal here is to be able to eat as much as possible and still be in a deficit. Okay, so that means slowly decreasing your calories, not cutting them in half suddenly and then being left with nothing and feeling tired and lethargic every day. Like, that's not the key. You are winning when you are eating a lot of food and still being in deficit and still being able to lose weight. Like, that is the key here. So long story short, and the key thing I want you guys to take away is that you want to make sure that everything is gradual. You do not need to make any extreme measures, and at the end of the day, food is fuel, and the more of it that you have to aid your performance and your recovery while still hitting your goals, the better. Now, one thing I also want to note is that if you are already on a very restrictive diet and you have been restricting yourself, you're on low calorie calories, maybe perhaps also high cardio, and you feel like you're already at the end of the tunnel where you are seeing no more changes and you're not sure what to do, what you need to do is to slowly increase your calories. And I know it seems scary because perhaps you're like, my goal is to lose a bit more weight, like, but nothing's budging. But that is because you have been in a deficit for so long that your body is just in survival mode where it's holding on to everything and it's not going to want to drop any more fat. And at this point, like, you have to put your health first, and you have to realize that to be able to reach your goals in the long term, you have to perhaps put yourself into a zone where you're a bit uncomfortable, increase your food slowly, build back up your metabolism, get your health back into the most optimal position before you start dieting and cutting again. You cannot be in a calorie deficit and you cannot be dieting for prolonged periods of time. It is not sustainable for your body. Your body does not like it. So yeah, please make sure that if you are on a restrictive diet right now, the first thing you need to do is slowly increase your calories and build back up your metabolism and your health. So yeah, I hope that this video was helpful, and I know personally that I really struggled with this when I first started my fitness journey because, again, there is so much information out there, and sometimes it's very hard to know what applies to you, what doesn't really apply to you, because again, all our bodies are so unique, our experiences are so different, where we are at the moment is so different in terms of our fitness. So, you know, one article online or one macronutrient calculator does not tell you everything, okay? And we cannot rely on that. I remember, you know, I used to spend hours searching up, should I cut first, should I bulk first, can I build muscle and be toned and then lose fat at the same time? Like, perhaps if I just train really hard at the gym and I like eat very little, this way I could build muscle and lose fat. And the thing is, food is fuel. People, please remember that. And you do not want to be cutting your calories that much because it's actually not effective whatsoever. It's going to hinder all the progress that you could be making at the gym. You're going to be tired. You're not going to be recovering. For girls, you may lose your period if you are over exercising and you're under fueling yourself. Maybe too much information, but like, I just want to be transparent here. That's what happened to me. In first year of uni, I would do HIIT cardio every day. I was under fueling myself. I was skipping meals and it got me nowhere. Honestly, my body composition didn't change. I lost weight, but I still didn't look great. Like, I was weak, my hair was falling out, I lost my period, and I had lost it for 3 years afterwards, and I've only recently gotten it back. Obviously, it hasn't helped through competing, but the initial reason why I lost it for this long was because I wasn't educated. I did not know what was the right information out there, and I was lost and confused. So I guess this is why I make these videos, because I just want to make sure that no one else has to go through that, because it's not fun physically or mentally. Like, it's very, very psychologically draining when you feel so unhappy with your body, but you're also so unhappy with how you're living, because you can't go to social occasions without overthinking about food. Personally, that was me. You know, you feel guilty if you don't exercise hard enough, or if you miss a session because you're super tired. I was taking the stairs instead of the elevator, and like, all these things, they were always just buzzing around in my brain. And I can tell you now, by focusing on slowly building up my calories, eating more, seeing food as a way to really nourish my body and to fuel my body and my workouts, and then really prioritizing strength training and how I felt at the gym, that has pushed me so much further towards my goals than anything before. So yeah, that is the key, guys. Like, food is not the enemy, okay? Eat enough, train hard, and nourish your body, listen to your body, and you will realize that getting to your goals was so much easier than you initially thought. So yeah, if you like this video and if it was helpful, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what else could help you. Drop it in the comments below. I just want to be able to help you guys out as much as possible, because I know I really struggled when I started my fitness journey, and I just think that, you know, it would be so helpful if I had these videos, or I found videos like this that kind of put a lot of like complex ideas into the most simple short videos possible, because at the end of the day, fitness should not be something that gives you a headache. Like, it should not be this confusing, and the only reason it's been made so confusing is because so many businesses thrive off your confusion and my confusion before. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you do want more fitness content and motivational mindset content, check me out over on Instagram, which is cz.fit. And yeah, have an amazing rest of your day or night wherever you are in the world. I think most of you guys are from the US, so I think you guys are like 5-6 hours behind me, so I usually post in the evening, so this is probably your noon, so have a good lunch. If you are elsewhere in the world, let me know where you're from. But yeah, have a good rest of your night or day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!